After considering Islam, why I am a Christian. Note: all statements or issues in this video article will be proved or explained by the numbered references provided as endnotes. This will only be visible if you download the Word format file from the link in the video description box. 1. Introduction. For a long time now, I have an interest in Islam, as I have many Muslim and ex-Muslim friends. Most are such amazing people, dedicated to their beliefs and very religious. This interests me as a Christian very much. Why can Muslims not understand the gospel of God's love and Jesus' sacrifice for us as sinners as I experienced it? 1.1. First, I read the Quran. Oh no pleasant experience for me because of many reasons. I just share one fact here, namely the total confusion in the Quran when one tries to read it. See the link about when a Christian reads the Quran. 1.2. Therefore, I started reading more about how Islam scholars try to explain their faith. Also, not a positive experience for me to follow the two most well-known Muslim apologists, Deedat and Naik. After reading their books and pamphlets and listened to many of their presentations or debates with Christians. As I listened to many debates and apologists from both sides, Muslims and Christians, it always amazed me as a Christian how Muslims try every trick in the book to convince their listeners about the virtues of Islam, their Quran, and their Prophet, while there are so many proofs that debunk Islam in so many ways. Later, more about this. 1.3. The last few years, I enjoyed listening and reading testimonies of ex-Muslims that share their stories of how their eyes open for the truth of the gospel. They share about the strongholds of their previous Islamic culture that they start questioning, although their religion doesn't allow this. They share about the many things that increasingly did not make sense for them anymore. Note: there are some links of amazing testimonies of ex-Muslims in the downloadable file in the description box. 1.5. I especially heard their fear and uncertainty for the day that they need to stand before God's throne of judgment, uncertain if they are right with God. And then, how they met Jesus and accepted him as Lord and Savior, although it means persecution and even death for some of them. 1.6. I realized nobody is better than Muslim background believers to learn about the truth of Islam. This is one of my favorites on the Quora platform, calling himself Cyrus the Great, living in occupied country of Iran. 1.7. Even Muslims who leave Islam, although they don't always become Christians immediately, many do it anonymously due to the fear of persecution to Islam apostates, who tell or write their stories, sharing their questions and how they found answers. Do you know, even Muslims became tired of Islam. 1.8. Lately, I discovered something new for myself. It's not new to criticize Islam. All these years, since the beginning of Islam, there were many people, many Muslims, that criticized the Islamic religion in statements and books. My final conviction came after I read a well-researched book from a very famous Muslim author, Ibn Warraq, Why I Am Not a Muslim. This post of mine here is in response to his book. I share my own Why I Am statement. After considering Islam, why I am a Christian. What are the main factors that convince me to this decision? It's all about the place, the man, and the book. Further, it's about Islam's God, Allah, and the deity of Jesus. What follows is a short summary of the most important factors that I see as enough proof to conclude that Islam is false. 2.1. Considering the place, Mecca. Newest discoveries about Mecca prove that the standard Islamic narrative about the birthplace of Islam is a lie. No historical proof of it in the 7th century. 2.2. Considering the man, Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad was never historically proved. Actually, it seems that Muhammad never existed. It becomes increasingly clear that Muhammad was created by Islam leaders during the 8th and 9th century. 2.3. The book, the Quran. There are various reasons to question the credibility of the Quran. The most important one, the Quranic or Islamic dilemma. Some more reasons covered in another website are: 1. The many Quranic contradictions. 2. Uncertainty of original number and missing Quranic verses. 3. Angel Gabriel. No eyewitnesses to prove it. 4. Material copied from biblical and other sources. 5. The satanic verses in the Quran. The website counteringislamism.com states, "The Quran is nothing more than a man-made book. Something to let one think is the many interpretations needed for the Quran that is supposed to be so clear. The many books written and the many hadiths needed that try and interpret the Quran is the best evidence that the Quran is not clear. If the Quran is as clear as it claims, then only one book would be needed, the Quran itself." One post provides 17 proofs of the man-made origin of the Quran. Also, read an article by Dr. Wafa Sultan, MD, that summarized the questions about Islam and Muhammad. 2.4. The God named Allah. There are many factors that prove that Allah was a previous pagan god and a satanic deceiver. 2.5. Who is Jesus? There are various viewpoints about Jesus in Islam that differ totally from the biblical Jesus. 3. Various websites on the net give further support about all the facts that prove Islam as false. Some of them are 3.1. Countering Islamism. This website criticizes the standard Islamic narrative, sin. Western scholars who are researching Islam believe the sin is a fiction used to explain the Quran. Everybody that cares about the truth about Islam should read and research the excellent researched information on this website. 3.2. JesusIslam.org. This website provides sincere answers for serious questions. 3.3. The Truth About God and Islam, Facts and Myths. This website provides several further free resources, books, and websites about Islam here. 4. For the reasons mentioned above that debunked Islam as false, one has only one choice: the truth revealed in the Bible about God, Jesus, and how to receive salvation. The following is some important questions answered and information to read and research about. A. Who is the one true God? B. Who is Jesus, not the ISA that Islam favors? C. Why to believe the Bible? D. The Gospel of Jesus Christ. E. How Wes Huff explains the Gospel. F. Why I am a Christian, Professor John Lennox. 5. Lastly, how to become right with God, a personal testimony.